Goodwill brings to you the weekly share market update dated the 4th of May, 2024. Talking about the corporate segment, we have Gillette India's stock price surged close to 7% on April 30th after the company reported quarterly results for the March quarter on April 29th. The company's net sales jumped 9.96% to 680.7 for rupees crore at the end of March as compared to 619.07 rupees crore in the same period last year. While its quarterly profit stood at 99.09 rupees crore in the fourth quarter, down 3.52% from March 2023 as other income was half of what it was in the year-ago period, the EBITDA stood at around 20%. Shares of Jana Small Finance Bank hit 20% upper circuit at 600.35 rupees on April 30th as investors rejoiced the lender's plans to apply for a universal bank license by May-June 2025. The development comes a few days after the Reserve Bank of India released a circular regarding the voluntary transition of small finance banks to universal banks. The circular introduced additional criteria for banks interested in making this transition. Shares of Mahindra & Mahindra surged over 4% to hit a fresh record high of 2,152 rupees per share on April 30th after it launched its compact SUV, XUV3 XO at an aggressive starting price of 7.49 rupees lakh, competing with the likes of Maruti Suzuki Brezza, Tata Nexon and Hyundai Venue. Following the launch, the management said that it aims to be among the top two players in the compact SUV segment over the course of 3 years. Shares of Rain Brake Linings, an auto component manufacturer for the transportation industry, surged 20% on May 3rd after investors cheered the company's resilient fourth quarter results. The company's quarter four net profit came in at 15.4 rupees crore, marking a 28% increase from 12 rupees crore it reported in the same quarter of the previous fiscal, Rain Brake said in a regulatory filing on May 3rd. The disc pads and clutch-facing makers' revenue from operations was 186.7 rupees crore for quarter for financial year 2024 compared to 165.8 rupees crore clocked in the corresponding quarter of the previous fiscal. Shares of Hindustan Zinc Limited extended its winning streak for the seventh straight session as shares gained over 8% on May 3rd, just ahead of its expected dividend announcement. The stock hit a fresh 52-week high of 464 rupees and at 10:30 a.m., the stock was trading at 456 rupees on the BSE, up 6% from its previous close. So far this 2024, it has gained nearly 44%. Earlier, the company said in a notice to exchanges that it will announce dividends on May 7th, with a record date fixed on May 15th. In financial year 2024 so far, it has declared 7 rupees per share in July 2023 and 6 rupees per share in December 2023, totaling around 5,493 rupees crore. In financial year 2023, it announced a final dividend of 75.5 rupees per share, totaling 31,901 rupees crore, compared to 18 rupees per share in financial year 2022. Totaling 7,606 rupees crore. Shares of Max Estates Limited jumped as much as 8% on the 3rd of May to hit a new 52-week high of 374.90 rupees on the NSE, after the company signed an agreement for development of a Rs 9,000 crore residential development project in Gurugram. Max Estates' share price has gained 36% in the last 6 months, outperforming Nifty 50 which has risen 18% during the same period. The real estate arm of the Max Group signed binding agreements for the development of a group housing residential property on 18.23 acres of land, with around 4 million square feet of development area, said the company in an exchange filing. Kirloskar Pneumatic Company Limited has moved up by 45.08% this week, with a change of 334.75 points. It has traded with a net volume of 1.902 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 1,077.25 against the previous closing price of 742.5. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 835.69, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 1,150 for 5 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 82.65. Tejas Networks Limited has moved up by 37.31% this week with a change of 296.30 points. It has traded with a net volume of 6.378 million shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 1090.5 against the previous closing price of 794.2. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 863.83, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 1,183.35 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 73.13. Vesuvius India Limited has moved up by 33.3% this week with a change of 1,128.30 points. It has traded with a net volume of 202.687 thousand shares. The share is currently trading at the price level of 5,416.7 against the previous closing price of 3,388.4. Meanwhile, the share price is trading above its moving average 3,785.88, which is a good indication for the stock. The stock has made the highest move to 5,084.10 points this week. While shares are trading with a relative strength index of around 74.10. Nifty is currently in positive trend. If you are holding long positions, then continue to hold with daily closing stop loss of 22,448. Fresh short positions can be initiated if Nifty closes below 22,448 levels. Nifty support levels are 22,284, 22,093 and 21,838. Nifty resistance levels are 22,731, 22,986 and 23,178. Bank Nifty has entered into negative trend in last trading session. You can go short in Bank Nifty with stop loss of 49,811 on daily closing basis. Bank Nifty would be considered bearish till it trades below 49,811 levels. Bank Nifty support levels are 48,520, 48,116 and 47,572. Bank Nifty resistance levels are 49,468, 50,012 and 50,416.
Via phone, WhatsApp, or email using the information listed on the screen. Thank you for joining us today. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more financial insights. And, as always, if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover in future videos, leave them in the comments section below. Until next time, happy investing.